There we go.
There we go.
There we
We're
go. We're
on.
on. Yeah, there we go. About time.
Working finally. How are you, brother? You good?
Good, good, good. What about you so far? Good?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just did a little session this morning, and yeah, just ready to do this with you with a good internet connection.
Well, tell me about your up and coming fight. How do you feel? You nervous? Anything?
Yeah, feeling really good. Obviously, nerves are always there. They keep me sharp, and yeah, no, I'm excited for Wednesday night. You know, it's going to be a good challenge, good test, and good to see where I'm at. But I believe my boxing ability will really be able to show in this fight.
How will this fight step you up after you get the win?
Well, it's for a WBO Pan Pacific belt, so I'll get a top 15 world rating with the WBO, and then looking to progress on the bigger things after that. But obviously, Wednesday night I got to go in and execute the game plan, do the job, and then we can look to the future.
Well, how's training going? Because I know you're training very hard.
Yeah, always training hard. Like that's why I got so much confidence in my ability because I just prepare well. Everyone at our gym does. You know, we're trained under Gareth Williams and Shara Roma, um, who I believe you know Gareth. Yeah, and you might have got to
Yeah.
meet him. And we got the big fella Terry Moana there, Shannon Davey, Kira Ruston, Nathaniel May. We got lots of boys there that are doing great things. So we push each other day in day out and. Training's been amazing. Obviously, training camp's always hard, but yeah, it's been good.
Well, do you ever get to spar with Taramura?
Yeah, yeah, it's not an enjoyable experience. He just does partner work more so partner work and just drill work, because the big fella can punch pretty hard. So he just works with us, but you have to be on your game with him. Otherwise, I mean, you saw his fight the other night. I'm not sure if you saw it, but yeah, you take a little pause in concentration, he puts your lights out. But
I
lucky he only taps away with us.
I seen him in person fight before. It was quick. It was only one round.
Yeah, that the not his last fight, the fight before that.
Yeah, Kurt Harper.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Yeah, he's a big puncher, but probably the nicest bloke in boxing as well. So the most brutal, but the nicest as well.
Well, tell me right about this up and coming fight. What's something fans should expect from you?
Honestly, they should expect a boxing clinic, but there'll be moments in the fight where like my opponent's experienced as well and he's a big puncher, so there'll be moments he comes at me, there'll be moments I come at him, but it's going to be a good fight and I'm glad we got it over the line. We got similar records. We're both up and coming still, on the brink of that top 15 world rating, so it'll be a good challenge for both of us. But expect some good to see some good skills, but also a few fireworks as well.
Well, after this fight, right? What would be a next step for you? Is there anybody you would like after this?
Honestly, I can't look too far forward because it's so close. If you asked me 6 weeks ago, I could have told you a few more people, but I really I need to get over this next hurdle before I can look too far out into the future. But for me, it's about cementing myself in the top 15, and then we can work from there. At least I got a little bit of something to give to fighters above me instead of just no belt, no rating.
Now, currently, you're 12-1 as a professional. Does that one loss still bother you at all?
No, not at all. It did probably when it first happened, but like anything in life, the hardest things you go through, you look back on and you can kind of appreciate what they did for you as a person and as a fighter because you adapt, you change things that you were doing, maybe you weren't doing so right, and um, I'm 10 times the fighter I was from that loss. Look, I wish I didn't have to go through it, but part of me also has enjoyed that process of building myself back up again.
Now, you had an Olympic pathway after representing Australia at the AIBA World Boxing Championships. Do you ever question whether turning pro early cost you a bigger platform?
No, no, not at all. Because I'm someone if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And I I didn't want to go. I didn't want to pursue that pathway. I'd done what I wanted to do in the amateurs, and then I wanted to turn professional. And I know a lot of guys in America are turning professional a lot younger than I did. I just wanted to get my apprenticeship done, and then I wanted to turn over. I didn't want to wait around another year. And then by chance, COVID happened that year anyway, so I ended up waiting. But it is what it is. It's just part of growing up. But I don't regret that decision because it was something I wanted to do, and my decision, my responsibility, and I can move on with that, not looking back.
Now, you've often been praised as technical and composed, but does that sometimes translate to being too cautious or not exciting enough for big promoters?
No, no, because skills are what you get you far in this game. I believe. I've also, I'm not too sure how many, but I've had lots of knockouts as well from being cool and composed. Because you don't find that shot unless you're analyzing the situation when you're in there. You don't just go in throwing a million punches and hope one lands. I'd rather land that one punch and know that when I throw it, I'm gonna be ending the night.
Do you believe you have true world level power, or are you still proving that against higher opposition?
I believe that I'm still proving that, but I also believe that everyone in 10-ounce gloves can bang. Everyone in 8-ounce gloves can put your lights out. That's why professional boxing is so exciting because at any moment it can swing either way, and at any moment you're still in the fight, whether you're winning or you're losing. So that's why caution and composure are such a big thing because at any moment it can end. And I'd, I, as far as world class power, look, do I believe I can punch as hard as the biggest people in the world? Of course I do, because I take my time and skills and precision and landing the right shot at the right time is important to me as well.
Now, if forced into a war on your up and coming fight, can the gentleman abandon that identity and make it an ugly fight?
A, a gentleman is doing things that are hard to do in the moment, but doing it for the right reason. So if it's for the right reason and the situation calls for it, then of course I'm gonna do it. That's what I train so hard for. I mean, like I mentioned, Taramoana, Kira, all the boys at our gym, we train hard. We spar hard. Like I have to do partner work with Taramoana. If war comes up and I've prepared with that big fella, I think I'll be right on the night with someone my own weight and my own size. But I we train really hard, mate. Like if that was to present itself, of course, I've got the fitness, I've got the heart to be there.
Well, say if your career ended today, what is some stuff you haven't proven yet?
Then I'm proper world level. This fight gets me there.
Now, what are some mistakes you have made in the ring so far in your career that you learned from and you fixed those, and now you have this up and coming fight and you fixed it all for this fight?
Just defensive lapses in concentration. I know we talked about cautiousness, but it's that composure and staying on for the whole rounds. Every second of the 3 minutes counts. No defensive lapses. So um, you can call that caution or just being a smart boxer, but I believe smart boxing is what wins professional fights, and also it takes a lot of heart to stay focused for a long period of time. I believe that's harder to do than just stand there and punch because you don't have to think. Thinking's hard. That's one thing I've learned is just thinking and staying on and making sure my fitness is good enough to just stay on for the whole amount of the bout. Sorry.
Well, how do you want this fight to go? Like by decision, knockout? How do you want it to go? Because you have a 75% knockout rate.
Yeah. So obviously, if it doesn't go to the judges, it's a better it's a better night for me. But if I'm prepared to do the 10 rounds as well, but um, honestly, I just want to get my hand raised. I know a lot of fighters say that, but so much goes into this. So I've got a lot of people that I'm responsible for in my life too. I just had a baby 4 months ago. So you need to make sure that you're winning and doing them proud as well, not just for yourself, but it's by any means necessary, just getting my hands raised.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And is there any words you would like to say to your opponent?
No, nothing. We get to do that at the press conference in a few days. But to be honest, like their team's respectful, and my team's always, like I said, my name's like you said, sorry, my name's the gentleman in the ring, and I'm exactly the same outside of it. It's not a persona. I just got my principles, got my morals, and I've got respect for people if they show me respect. And as far as the fight's gone so far, they've been respectful, and it'll be a great fight because we're both going to go in there. We respect the craft, respect each other, and we're going to have a good fight.
Well, how did you first get the nickname the gentleman? Was it from you or was it from like a friend or something?
It's since I was a kid, I've always been a little bit older, maybe a little bit more mature or wiser beyond my years. And um, people have always said, oh, even to my dad, your son's such a gentleman, your son's such a gentleman. And it just kept ringing over. And then as I become a professional boxer and in the media a bit more, I get people in the general public saying the same thing. And I thought, me and Gareth actually said you should run with that. That's a good name and it represents you as a person. It's not some fake image. And I thought, you know what, let's run with that. I like to dress nice. I know I'm in a jumper right now, and I know you like to dress nice too. I've seen some of your Instagram, but it doesn't hurt to put on a coat and look the part, but and you feel good about it too. So that's always been my philosophy, is just treating people with respect, and unless that line's crossed, then I treat people with respect.
Well, tomorrow I'll be walking around in a suit. I'll be going to an event. But I just found out
Can't wait to see the photo.
my favorite fighter was supposed to go, and now he's not though. So it's like,
Who was that?
Mickey Ward.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, unreal. Yeah, unreal. Yeah, so he's not going.
no.
Still dress up, mate. You'll
And
look the part.
I had this. I wanted to get him the sign right here.
Oh, true. Oh, that's unfortunate for you. Oh
Yeah,
well,
but I'll
you'll
probably
get
see
him.
him again.
You will, 100%,
Cause
100%.
I met him 2 times before, right? But I'll definitely see him in the future because I think he does an annual run every like couple of months or whatever.
Yeah, one of the greats. So hopefully you get that signed. I'm hoping you get that done.
Who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter, I got a few. When I was young, I used to love Prince Nazim. I used to love Roy Jones Jr. And then as I've got older, obviously Muhammad Ali's been top tier for me, as an athlete, as a person, as everything. He's just such an inspiration. And then when I turned professional, Roberto Duran was someone I really took to as well. So they're probably my top four favorites to watch, and I just resonate with their what they say and what they do, and appreciate how they went about the craft.
Roberto Duran is my coach's favorite. He's always like telling me when we're training, do this, do this. Roberto Duran, he had good stuff like this, good head movement, all this, and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that's Gareth as well. Gareth just drilled me on watch Roberto Duran when you turn professional, and his work rate, his intensity, and his just his presence in close as well, and being able to wear people down. It's because I'd obviously been an amateur and then become a professional. It's a whole different game. But you watch Duran for a bit, and you start to understand professional boxing's brutal, and he was brutal.
Well, what's the biggest skill you think every boxer should have, amateur and professional?
Biggest skill, honestly, is just everything comes off a good jab. I know that sounds so generic, but the older you get, the more you learn. Everything comes back to that basic fundamental of knowing how to throw a jab, knowing how to feint, and then if you can build off your jab, everything comes off that. If you want to be a power puncher, then you got to have a good jab to set up the big right hand. If you want to be a good boxer, that's your best weapon. You know, you watch Floyd. Floyd's an amazing has amazing use of the jab, the body jab, jab to the head, and then as you get older, you can vary it and do lots of things with just that simple punch, but it sets everything up.
Well, do you have anything else you want to add on here?
Mate, I honestly just wanted to say I know this was hard to get over the line because we had a bit of a lag last night, but I appreciate you waiting around because it's night time for you now, and your time and your platform. I appreciate it, and I like the things you're doing. I like that you wear a nice coat to all your events. You always look dapper, and thanks for having me on, mate. I appreciate it.
Well, Jake Paul, he said I look like I'm dressed to the nines when because I made a video. I was recording him with some advice you would give the young guys, and he was like, "Well, you're obviously dressed to the nines."
It's a massive thing. If you go into a room and you respect you respect where you're going, you got to dress with respect, and people will notice you dressing with respect. And as someone who claims they're the gentleman, then that's exactly what I represent as well. So that was the first thing I noticed on your page is you dress well and you're turning up with respect, and people will remember.
Well, it was great to talk to you and have you on.
Likewise, mate. Thanks for having me on, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right, I'll see you. All right.
See you, mate. Catch ya.